Do this. Yeah, okay. I think we're almost on Zoom here and on Facebook. It's supposedly on Facebook, but we'll see. Now it is. There we go. There is my Alex Bennett pop-up. Wait a minute. This whole thing is all screwed up. What is this? I don't believe this. All right. Okay. Well, what the hell? Hello, everybody. How are you? I'll figure this out in a second. I just want to go over here to my Facebook page. There we go. And now I do that. And are we on? Yeah, we are, I guess. The first, it's always green on the first thing. There we go. Okay, we're fine. We're going good. All right, we're up. We're on. Hi. I do this differently than I do all my other shows, and this one goes directly on the Facebook, directly out of what do you call it? My Zoom, and it goes directly over there. Oh, wow, we have a lot of people sitting here. Okay, well, then better get them all going here. Hold on a second. Admit all, and here they come. Let's see who have we got here so far. We got Marjorie Miller. She
Mm,
also known as my wife.
hmm,
Huh? Did you hear?
huh.
Huh. Okay. Boy, she's excited. Charlene Solis. Hello, Charlene. How are you?
Hello. Good.
Paula Levin. Good to see you, Paula.
Hi,
Mike Chisholm up there in Canada.
Hey, everybody.
I won't pull the 51st state joke this week.
Oh, feel free. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's nice to talk to you every now and then because we get to talk to somebody in a civilized part of this world where I'm surprised that when Trump said that he wanted to make you the 51st state, you just didn't say sorry, so. And let's see here. We got Charlie Wallace and Len LaFrisco and Andrew Deutsch and John Ewing and Mandy O'Brien is about to join us in here. There she is. There's the Darla of our gang here. So, and
Hi,
let me
guys.
see here. And finally, of course, we have to say hello to our old friend, Edward Berger.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, so we're ready to go. So how y'all doing?
Okay.
Good.
How did the week treat you? You had some problems with your father, didn't you, Mike?
Yes,
Ooh.
yes, yes. The new normal is starting to sort of set in. We'll see how long it lasts.
What's the new normal?
Well, Dad's dementia has gotten to a point where he's probably never coming home again, and now Mom and I are doing lots of estate stuff. So this is a good escape for me coming here today. I'm excited to come here today.
Well, then I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, 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 no,
I
no. It's
know,
okay. I
I just
appreciate it. You know what? There's been a whole bunch of people who have reached out, and I just want to say thank you for those who have reached out. I mean, it's we all go through. Hopefully, we're lucky enough at some point to go through where we don't lose our parents early, and we have a good relationship with them, and we can help. This phase of things, and so it's a blessing in many regards, but it's very sad.
well, no, the terrible thing about dementia, most of all, Alzheimer's worse. He just has dementia, or does he have Alzheimer's?
You know what? It's Lewy body dementia, which is the same dementia Robin Williams had,
Yeah.
and very it's got some interesting things to it, including hallucinations, and it's pretty crazy. Like my dad knows who I am right now most of the time, but
Mhm.
he'll see, like things growing out of me, and it's like an Alice in Wonderland almost kind of a thing for him.
Wow. Is it terrifying for him, or is it just wondrous to him?
Moments of everything. Moments where he's like, "Oh my goodness, look at the squirrel!" And there's a squirrel that pops up, and he thinks he's feeding a squirrel, and he's absolutely in wonder. And then there are moments where it's absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
How
yeah.
how old is he, Mike?
73.
Oh,
Wow, that's
yeah.
that's not old.
It's in the
That's
Parkinson's
not old at
family.
all.
Like my dad's sister has Parkinson's, and this particular dementia, you know, and people didn't understand with Robin about why he ended things. Um, we certainly can understand the logic of that as people are getting to understand Louis
Oh,
Bobby.
also, I think there was an element with Robin where he was depressed because he couldn't do what he always did, which was perform. It just, all his skills were leaving him. And I think that's the reason he committed suicide. I don't, I would think that that was the main reason. I have to talk to people who know him, but I would imagine that was a component in it. So.
Well, Louis Body wasn't diagnosed in him until after the fact, and a whole bunch of people who are experts in this field kind of went, "Okay, that makes some sense here." There's a whole bunch of dots that were connected at that.
Does it get misdiagnosed easily?
Yeah, it does. It does. It gets misdiagnosed easily. Yeah, it gets because many times treatments for Alzheimer's and things like that actually only make Lewy body worse. And yes,
Where did they get that name, Louis Body?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I feel like by the end of this, I will know a lot about it, though.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you.
I appreciate it, guys.
Your dad is young, and it's a horrible thing to kind of lose the person you knew and loved.
Yeah.
And he's still above ground, but you've lost him in many ways. So
Yeah, I go see him pretty much every day. I brought my granddaughter on Saturday, which I mean, it's funny. Like he recognizes her, and it's funny how when children come around, the light that they bring to it kind of brings out a new
yeah.
life
Yeah.
in him. But man,
Well,
there's been a lot of depressing moments.
I didn't mean to start our show on this depressing note.
Yeah,
So
no, sorry guys, I apologize.
let's get to something happier. Donald Trump. No.
Oh.
We're still on the same subject, actually.
Yeah, good point.
Dementia J. Trump, that guy?
I have not any dementia, body dementia. Yeah.
Yeah, at least my dad's in a home. What are they doing about that guy?
Yeah. They're letting him cheat at golf.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But that
He
guy,
won his tournament again.
Did he?
Oh yeah, he won his.
He kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know if I've seen movies about this or I've heard about Russian leaders or whatever who go out and play golf and they let him cheat.
no, hold on.
Yeah.
Donald Trump won his own golf
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's like Putin when Putin goes and plays with the Red Army team or whatever on hockey. He
Yeah,
scores
exactly.
5 goals and all
He
that
scored
stuff.
7 goals. Yeah.
And I believe when he won last,
God forbid you should beat him.
yeah, when he won last year, I don't think he was even on the course. I think he just wrote down a score. I mean, it's just incredible.
Well, it's all incredible, and it's getting scary too. It's getting very scary.
In his first term, you'd heard about, something. The first 10 minutes of the news was him. Now it's every 15 minutes. You log into the thing, it's another thing he's doing. It's like, come on.
Well, he gave a speech the other day to the Justice Department.
Oh my God.
And I may get arrested, I've suddenly realized. He wants to arrest everybody who publicly disagrees with him. Now, wait a minute. Isn't that one of those horrible countries we hear about?
Yeah.
I mean, geez, just amazing. Just amazing.
There was a fella bullying a friend of mine who's in his 80s who has left-leaning ideas, and he was just being a MAGA red hat bastard. And I kept needling him until I figured out the fact that this guy is actually a felon. I was able to do, using my tools, I was able to research and see who he was. And finally, the guy said, "Well, I'll check back with you in a year when you're enjoying your new life under the Fourth Reich." That was his response to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what they want. I mean,
Wow.
Peter Thiel and Elon Musk were partners creating a company to bypass the banking system so they could do illegal transactions. Two South African pro-apartheid racist bastards.
Are you talking
We're
about?
now in control of everything. JD Vance is
Yeah,
the
but you're talking
mouthpiece.
about the company I do business with all the time, PayPal, right?
Yeah, well, they don't own it anymore. They sold it years ago.
They
Yeah.
sold
That was where they got their initial money. And the two of them are promoting the right-wing neo-Nazi groups in Europe. the mouthpiece of Teal, who
Oh,
gave him
come
his
on, I'm
career
getting
in Katie
depressed.
Vance.
I'm getting depressed. Let's get back to Mike Chisholm.
Yeah.
Eating my
Let's talk about something more cheerful, like a
Oh,
colonoscopy
look
or
at
something.
that.
I don't know. Art. I'm
Oh,
eating my
it's a
feelings.
cherry tort, isn't it?
Oh, it's
A
gorgeous.
strawberry tort.
Strawberries,
Oh,
custard, the whole 9 yards. I'm
Oh
eating
my
what
God, that's lovely.
it is.
I hope you brought enough to share with the rest of us.
I'll come to Canada. We'll make it happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee you'll get across the border, but come on over and you'll get some strawberry.
Wait. Remember, the border is an imaginary line that was drawn a long time ago.
Yeah, there is no border. There's just an
And I'm like,
imaginary line.
I thought the border, like people crossing the border was the worst thing ever. So,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden now the border is just imaginary. So
Haven't-
which is it?
Yeah, it is imaginary because haven't you noticed that is like an unbroken straight line?
Yeah.
There's no state, practically no state in the union that has an unbroken state line. But there is one place where it dips a little bit, the border. And I can't remember where it was exactly, but if you look at the map, it kind of goes, yeah, and then it goes back straight.
East of Detroit. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
The border is the result of, I think, 9 different treaties. I wrote about it. The treaty, what is it? The American Revolution started with the Treaty of Paris in 1783 as one of the border lines. Treaty of Ghent, Convention of 1818, the Oregon Treaty, the Webster-Ashburn Treaty, and the Alaskan Boundary Treaty are all of our borders.
Is that how we got all the Canadian borders set?
It was the agreements between the two.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a whole series. If you go on my Facebook, I wrote a piece explaining all of it to tell one of my idiot friends that it wasn't a ruler. These were all negotiated treaties between two sovereign nations. Our
But
friends to
somehow the
north-
president doesn't know that.
Pardon?
Somehow the president of the United States doesn't know that.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's a fact.
it's
Those-
a
those-
fact.
Those things are just such nuisances. I mean, we declared war on Venezuela so that we could illegally deport a bunch of guys without verifying that they're part of a gang.
We didn't even send them
I love
back to
that line.
Venezuela.
Yeah, they sent them to El Salvador, where we're paying for their private prisons to throw them in a deep hole.
So
Yeah.
they didn't even get sent back to Venezuela?
No, they were sent to El Salvador.
Nice.
El Salvador.
And one of the prisons that Biden and Kamala Harris made function to stop the people from El Salvador coming to the U.S. It's one of the safest countries in Central America right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's I don't understand the campaign. The Kamala Harris as vice president traveled to El Salvador, to Honduras, to Mexico, and negotiated ways to keep people from coming north. Helped the El Salvadoran government lock up all the gangs in the prisons, so that the people there weren't afraid and didn't have to leave anymore. Completely stemmed the movement and didn't campaign on it. Makes no sense.
What kind of moron was she? You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's stupid. You do something
Yeah.
good like that. That's the problem. The Democrats never bragged about the stuff they did, and the Republicans bragged about the stuff they imagined they did.
Yeah, they didn't do.
That they didn't do, and they won. And I think it was that you gotta brag about your side,
Yeah.
But it's interesting to note that the Democrats are down to what, 34% approval rating in the
Yeah.
polls?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
they're
so-
split. They're split between the Schumer, let's just cave and let them do what they want, and the ones who want to fight. It's, they always say Congress has the lowest approval rating. It's because half of the people in Congress are people you don't like. So, of course, you don't approve of it. There's too many Republicans, or if you're a Republican, there's too many Democrats.
Yeah,
How do
well,
you'll never get 100% approval because half the people are from the party you don't agree with.
yeah.
It's just math.
Well, we don't usually talk about politics on this show, and why
Yeah,
should
I
we?
just want
apologize.
to I want to repeat one piece of dialogue that just came out here that I thought was classic. Mandy said, "How come he doesn't know that?" Andrew said, "You know why? Because it's a fact."
Yeah.
True. That's deep. That is deep.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting a new business, Alex. I'm selling discounted hair pieces for men. We're going to call it low cost to pay. And wondering if you want to invest.
Well done.
Changing the subject.
Well, I'm not only a customer. I bought the company.
Well, we've got you covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone past toupee here.
Yeah.
I've gone straight to bald.
I was just trying to change the subject. Enough Trump.
Well, I mean, I think I wouldn't. I bought a toupee once. I actually have video of me doing a thing on a TV show with the toupee. And every time I show it to Marjorie, she shudders. She's
You
I wonder
had
what
quite a head of hair
cat-
going back in the day.
well, I started losing it by the time I was at Live 105. We just shot my hair from the front.
Yeah.
There was a good bald pate going there, but when I started losing, I don't know when I started losing my hair, to be honest with you. I think it was maybe when I was in San Francisco the second time. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Mm.
but it didn't bother me. You know who it bothers a lot? And I found this as I've known guys over the years who were just absolutely obsessed with their baldness, is they got bald when they were like 20.
My son. Yeah.
Yeah, they get really, they try hair pieces, they do hair plugs, the whole thing, you know. I
My
got
son
to a
owned
point in my life where I didn't even give a good goddamn, you know. I mean, it was, I was getting older and it was fine. And then I get my wife to cut my hair. Have you seen this? Is their latest haircut? This is a Marjorie special.
And he doesn't leave a tip.
That sounds like a sexual problem. to
No,
me.
no.
Yeah.
I actually promised you only the tip. I think that
What do you call that haircut? The cantaloupe?
well, actually, there's hair here, but in this light, it looks like I'm completely bald.
New meaning to the expression honeydew.
Well, you know, for a while there, I used to just get the haircuts that where it was big and full in the back and all of that. And there was a comedian, Robert Schimmel,
Oh,
who said to me one day, he said, "Why you wear your hair that way?" Because he was bald. He was getting bald. And he said, "Why don't you do what I do?" And I said, "What?" He said, "Preemptive baldness. You just cut it all off. And then it doesn't look bad." He said, "It looks terrible when you've got hair back here and on the sides, you know, and there's nothing on top. That accentuates the baldness. But if you
Worked for
cut it,
Bozo.
what?
It worked for Bozo.
Work for Bozo. Yeah, but it went out. And was Bozo bald?
Didn't he have just hair like around
Yeah,
the
just around the
Yeah.
side.
I
Yeah.
guess so. I guess so. Yeah.
Clarabelle?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was I suddenly realized where we all went wrong as kids. Now, how many here, and watch the hands go up, have seen The Wizard of Oz?
Oh, heck yeah.
Every one of you. And how many of you as a kid loved The Wizard of Oz? Would you raise your hands, please? What? Oh, this is why he is the way he is today. Andrew Deutsch didn't raise his hand.
Either did Charlene.
I didn't either.
Oh,
And Mike Chisholm.
I was afraid of the flying monkeys. I had to leave the room when that came on.
Yeah, yeah. They were scary.
Yeah.
The witch had a Semitic nose, if you may have noticed. But I was watching it the other night. I started watching. I hadn't seen it in years, and I wanted to check out a few things to hear how they'd improved the sound on it and stuff like that. And I'm watching it, and I suddenly realized, what is the first big number in that picture?
Prophecy.
Oh, the Yellow Brick Road?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Over the rainbow?
no,
Prophecy the wizard?
no.
No.
Oh,
Ding
Lollipop.
dong, the witch is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
what does that say to us as kids that we're supposed to celebrate somebody dying?
Oh, bad person, yeah.
Huh? And they're going, ding dong, the witch is dead, which oh, and you're going, like, I'm thinking to myself, my God, they're all happy because this person is dead. Why didn't they just put her in?
Person, and it's a witch.
And she was a bad witch.
It's
Yeah,
a
she
he's a
hurt
man. He's a villain.
Be happy.
We don't know that she was a bad witch.
Yes, we do.
Why?
Yes,
Because
we
we
do.
were told by L. Frank Baum that she was
We
a.
saw
Well, if
it.
you watch Wicked, supposedly she's started out
That's
good.
in her name, the Wicked Witch of
The
the
Wicked
West.
Witch. Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
Wicked Witch who died is the one that's in the wheelchair in Wicked.
Oh, okay.
But you won't find that out till the second movie,
Second
which
one.
is the second act of the show.
Speaking of Ding Dong Witch is Dead, there's a trend going around on TikTok where people are like, when it happens, like hashtag when it happens. And people show different celebratory scenes or like just they come up with different things about, and it's like an inside thing. Everybody knows what it means when it
What
happens.
does it mean?
Talk about when Trump dies.
Oh no.
I was going to make y'all figure it out.
No, tell us.
Yeah, but I suddenly realized when I grew up, I was taught to regale when I saw somebody I didn't like die.
Mhm.
You know,
No, just the Wicked Witch.
You base your entire life off that horrible musical?
it's not a.
People celebrated when Hitler died. Come on.
Didn't you play Cowboys and Indians when you were a little boy?
Oh,
back?
yeah, I played Cowboys and Indians.
Well, that you were shooting whatever you were shooting somebody dead
Yeah,
in the
Yeah.
game.
yeah. I can't remember when we played Cowboys and Indians, though, if there were any Indians in our gameplay. You know, was it
They
just
were
Cowboys?
indigenous peoples, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. No,
Mussolini died. They
Were
let
the
his body in
Indians?
the streets for people to go spit on. Was it Mussolini?
what was this?
Mussolini they spit on, yeah.
Yeah. They
We're-
left the body there so people could
Well,
go.
they hung him upside down.
When you played Cowboys and Indians, were they from Mumbai or
As our good friend Albert used to say, is it woo woo or dot head?
Yeah.
No, he said dot dot.
No, he's a dot head.
you know what
Dot.
you know what that dot is actually for, Alex?
Well, no, it's because
For the wedding- it's for the
of
wedding
all-
night.
No, it's all because of the
no.
of the merchants who kept saying, "Get out of my store right now."
No, it was for
wanna
the
hear
wedding night.
That's
They would
bad.
get romantic, and he would take a quarter and find out if he got a hotel or a convenience store.
There it is. There it is.
Oh,
Oh man.
Bad.
An Indian friend of mine, who's the head of a when I was visiting India, head of a religious movement there of Hindus, told me that joke. He said,
Really?
"We can tell that you can't."
Oh, okay, all right. But you
I didn't
just
listen.
did. You just did.
I know. I didn't listen.
But far be it from us to be cultural. What do you call it?
Culturally inappropriate.
Yeah. We're culturally inappropriate today. Anyway.
Yeah.
How's everything out there in Ohio?
Were you asking Paula or me?
There are two of you.
sun is out. The sun is out.
The sun is out?
It didn't
Not
start
here.
out that way today,
It is.
but it got better.
It was 30 degrees this morning, and now it's sunny and the sky's blue.
Are we still dark? How is it out there, Marjorie? Look out
Well,
there.
it's still overcast, but it was pouring this morning.
Yeah. And
not a cloud
how about
in
where
the
you
sky.
are? How about where you are, Charlene? How's the
It's
weather?
cloudy. It's supposed to rain later, but it's cloudy right now.
Yeah, and let me see here. Yes, Len, how's the
You
weather?
know, it was rainy earlier and the sun's coming out and it's going to be very nice over the next week or so.
Oh, wow. And up there in your neck of the woods, John Ewing in Nevada?
Off and on rain all night today.
Off and on rain.
Mhm.
Okay. See, but you all live in Northern California, Len, and
By next Monday, it's showing it's going to be 84 around here. So that sounds pretty nice.
84?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's 83 right now here.
Oh,
Where?
really?
nice.
Where's here?
Oh, that's Texas.
Austin,
Texas.
Austin,
Austin,
Texas.
Texas. Yeah. Not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah. But a lot of measles on the ground.
Mm.
I already had it, so I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Pretty
How many,
good.
how many measles cases now in,
I don't know.
A lot.
do you know that we completely wiped out measles?
Yep.
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 Completely wiped it out.
Yep.
And now it's coming back because of these parents going, I don't believe in vaccination.
And also
Yeah, but do you
tuberculosis.
believe in a dead kid?
Tuberculosis. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Tuberculosis is coming back.
Oh, really?
Bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Oh, this is so much fun. All these wonderful diseases that are coming back because people don't do anything about it.
Mhm.
It'd be
What
the
was
1940s.
What was the cure for tuberculosis? How did we wipe that out?
Sugar cubes.
No, that was polio.
Polio. Yeah.
That was polio. What did we do to wipe out tuberculosis? Maybe nothing. Maybe it just went away on its own. But
The only thing they told us is you got to move to Arizona if you got tuberculosis.
well, they used to put people in warm weather and have them be in sanitariums and not move, and all those solutions were wrong. Yeah.
Maybe it was antibiotics, something. We
Maybe
did wipe it out.
you could be right. It could have been antibiotics.
Oh no, all of us got the BCG vaccine. That was for tuberculosis.
The
Was
what?
it? Oh,
The
okay.
BCG.
I never got a BCG. What's a BCG?
It's a vaccine that I got it when I was a kid.
Anybody else here get the BCG
I
vaccine?
don't remember
We
it.
got vaccines. I don't know which ones they were.
Yeah, well, I had. I guess my parents got me all the right vaccines. I don't know if I ever had a measles vaccine.
Couldn't go to school if you weren't vaccinated.
When I went to school, they still had slates that we used. You know, when I went to
I had
school,
measles. I had measles when I was young.
I had
Me
measles
too.
too. Now that I
Yeah,
think
me
about it, yeah. So we probably became immune to it by
Yeah,
having
of
it.
course.
By having it, yeah. We didn't die, so
There were different eras of the measles vaccine. If you didn't get it, if you got it before, I think it's 1970, you're supposed to get a booster now because it was a different vaccine then.
Which one?
The measles.
measles.
Yeah.
But
Was there a thing called mumps?
mumps.
And mumps is a different disease.
I
That's a
had
different
mumps.
disease. I
That's
had
the one
that
where your
too.
glands get all.
Now, what was mumps exactly? I know you got your throat.
gland.
Your gland, your lymph nodes got swollen and you could hardly
Yeah.
breathe. That's how I remember it.
Really?
I had a fever. Yeah.
Because I never got the mumps, and I thought I'd never gotten what is it? The other one? Is it
Measles.
no,
Chickenpox.
Rubella.
chickenpox? I never got. I don't believe I ever had chickenpox. But then I've told the story that I had a girlfriend who came down with chickenpox at 23.
Isn't it called
And
measles by that point?
what?
You would have gotten it.
Well, no.
I had it.
No,
I had it at
and she
30.
said to me,
I had them at 30. I got chickenpox from my oldest son.
well,
Mhm.
she said you're definitely going to get it because you've been around me. We sleep together at night, and you're going to come down with
Okay.
chickenpox.
Yeah.
I didn't come down with chickenpox.
You may have had it, just didn't get the pox.
Well, that's the thing. I may have had it. May have been a very light case, but it was enough to make me immune to it.
Yeah.
But then when I hit my 50s, I got what do you call it? What's the
Shingles?
Shingles.
Shingles?
That
And
proves
you had
she
chickenpox.
And
Yeah.
so I absolutely probably had chickenpox as a kid, but I never remember having it. And I remember my parents never said I had chickenpox, So, I mean, I could have gotten it, or I could have gotten a small little version of it, had a little cough or whatever, but that made me immune. So,
Maybe you just had the chickens.
let's ask Edward Berger this. Edward, what's the worst disease you've ever had?
Well, does my heart bypass count?
Did you have a heart bypass?
Yeah,
Oh,
Wow.
you remember the Zipper Club?
yeah, I do. We have one right here.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
You don't look like somebody who would be that. And why would you get heart? What happened? How did that happen?
I don't know. I really don't think it's necessary, but they did it.
Well, apparently they thought they needed to because
Yeah.
it's a pretty severe operation.
This is my this is when my mother first got sick, and I was with my niece, and my mother was in the hospital, and my my niece said you don't look good, and I said, well, I had some chest pain, in the morning,
Why
but
did you
it went
just tell
away.
them you never have looked good?
That's right. I should have said that.
Yeah.
But you should go to the hospitals, and so I was feeling tired, so I finally said, "All right, we'll go to the hospital." And went to the hospital, and they said I need this operation, so I had one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How old were you?
Oh, I was a little over 50, I think. Maybe no, that's 60 something, like
Oh, really?
62.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
it is that possibility.
yeah,
It was probably from all that coke you were doing.
yeah.
You know.
Well, you got to do coke when you can't find the heroin.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the worst you ever had.
Yeah.
How about you, Charlie? What was the worst you ever had? Well, you've lost 6 toes, okay?
Yeah, but that's not the worst. The worst I ever had was gallstones.
Really?
I said, kill me, just kill me. I was in so much pain. I was
Really? I've never
doubled
had
up on the floor. Yeah.
I've never had gallstones. I've had kidney
Yeah.
stones and they weren't fun, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
Boy, gallstones. So that was worse than having your toes cut off.
That was worse than having my toes. It was worse than having spinal surgery that I had.
Yeah.
To
What's fun about Charlie is you can come up next to him and then push him and he'll fall right over.
right away. I mean, I have no balance.
You don't have balance. That's my problem too now, you know. So
But it's aggravated without toes. Think about it if you didn't have your toes.
I love this. This is a happy show, folks. When we're asking,
Yeah.
what was your disease? How about you, Len? What's the worst disease you ever got?
I'm nothing. I have absolutely nothing.
Really?
Ever. I had my tonsils out when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
that's it.
I had my
Nothing.
tonsils out when I was a kid, and they grew back.
What?
I have them taken out again.
Never
Okay,
heard of
that's
that.
weird.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
weird.
because they did it before I was 3 years old, and supposedly, if you do that, they can grow back.
No, I had mine out when I was 2, and they didn't grow back.
Well, because yeah, okay.
You sure they weren't shark tonsils?
Shark tonsils.
Because shark teeth grow back after they get.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
Your jokes are funnier when I have to explain them.
Oh, yeah, are these called shark teeth? I thought they were just called yeah. What have you? What's the worst disease you've ever gotten or thing you've ever gotten, Andrew?
I can't think of the name of it, but it was weird. Everything I ate turned to shit.
Everything you eat usually does turn to shit.
Actually, I've never had besides injuries. I have no cholesterol, no high blood pressure. I was obese. I weighed 365 pounds.
Oh, there you go. There you
I
go.
don't know if that's a disease.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd
but
say it's certainly life-threatening.
Andrew, do you have a
Anyone
picture
I stepped
of
on.
Randy?
Huh?
Yeah, on Facebook he posted some pictures.
Yeah, I
Really?
could. Yeah, I'll pull one up. Hold on.
The
I
pull
have one here somewhere.
Really?
Give me a sec.
And how much do you weigh now?
220, I think.
Yeah, that's about what I weigh. I weigh 213, I think. Yeah. Because I used to go to my doctor and I'd say every time they want to weigh me, I don't want to see how much I weigh. So I would turn away from the scale. So I didn't see the weight. And they would write it down. They did it the last time I went to the neurologist. And then I went left and they handed me all this
There
paperwork,
you go.
including all what they did that.
Oh, yeah, you showed
And-
that before.
And
Showed
it,
that before.
oh yeah, wow.
Look at the difference. Wow.
Wow. Anyway, I accidentally looked at the weight. They said, hair color, blah, 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 weight. And she put down the weight and it was 213, I think I told you, right, Marjorie? Which
don't remember.
I thought it was much higher than that. So. But
Andrew, I missed the picture. I turned away.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I want to see it.
Andrew?
No, put it back up.
put it back up again so she can see it. And here's Fat Andrew. There you
Oh,
go.
wow. Oh, my God. Doesn't even look like you.
No, it doesn't.
No, it looks like him, but he's lost a lot
I
of.
think when I met Alec, wait, there's another one. It's even better. Let me blow it up.
Yeah. That it?
Move over, Andrew.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow.
And you were how much? How much do you weigh there?
In that picture, probably 360.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Wow.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
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 Mandy,
There's
is Mandy
somewhere there's
here
a
right
plumbing
now?
system with half of me in it.
Is Mandy here right now? I guess she left over there because we're seeing the ceiling.
She
Uh,
stepped
checking
away
out the
from her
ceiling.
desk.
How about you, John? Any terrible ailments?
I had triple bypass in 2013.
Wow.
Oh, we'll
Wow.
join our
That-
good friend here,
Zipper
Andrew
club. I've
Bird.
never heard that.
Yeah.
On the Zipper Club.
So
Right.
you're part of the Zipper Club too.
Yeah. I was on a stress machine. They were checking my stress, and I was telling the guy I'm not feeling well. But he said, we've never had a problem here, and I've been here like 20 years or something. And then I had a heart attack.
Oh, my God.
Rushed in.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
that ruined their perfect record, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So I was very lucky, though. So I feel very blessed that I'm still around.
Certainly in the right place to have one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's how I met my cardiologist.
Wow, this is some amazing stories. How about you, Charlene?
Well, like Andrew, I was very overweight and I lost about 150 pounds.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And it was
But I've gained some back, but yeah.
Well,
I was looking for a picture.
I
You can
gained some
see.
back too. I lost about 60, and then I gained back about, I would say, maybe 20, 25, because, and the main because was that I had all this stuff with the prostate and the operation, the seeds and the radiation and all of that, plus some medication for the neuropathy. So with that combination, I gained weight, but I gained back less weight than I thought I had gained. So I feel good about that. But gee, so we have two weight loss people, we have two cardiac problems.
I'm a spine. I'm spine.
You had a spine operation. What else? Didn't you have something
I
else?
had a colonoscopy, but that was just 'cause I couldn't find my car keys.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You don't have to be fat to be funny.
Huh?
Good one.
I had a female doctor and I really liked her, so I swallowed an engagement ring. We're getting married next week.
Oh boy, how about you, Paula? Anything terrible? Any terrible ailment?
Thank you very much. No, I had a clean slate, but have had a knee replacement. That's enough.
Oh, that certainly counts.
It counts.
Now, if I had done this show with all you people like 50 years ago, nobody would have said they had any kind of terrible thing happen to them.
We would have been doing it by writing letters to each other.
How about you, Mike? You're old enough.
I just turned 49 and I still got my wisdom teeth. I still got my tonsils. I did
Me
have a bout of
too.
mono when I was a kid.
Huh? You had mono?
I had mono when I was a kid.
That doesn't count.
There's very few of us with our wisdom teeth, Mike.
Right on, man. See?
I've got two of them.
Well, I held on to mine as long as I could, but the problem with the wisdom teeth is their teeth, they rot very easily.
Yeah.
And so even if you brush them every day and everything, they just kind of rot away.
Mine grew in sideways.
You just
Oh,
Took them all out.
impacted, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can testify to that because they penetrated her brain.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Mike, in Canada, they don't have stereo, just mono.
Just mono.
I always knew there was something weird about that place.
And if you and a friend get it, you have mono a mono. Yeah.
Mono.
Oh boy. Is the show over yet?
Really?
I keep trying to get kicked out, but nobody ever cancels me. So.
Trickling the drain here.
Kevin, you've had a whole bunch of stuff, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's not enough time left, so you have to hold it.
Attaboy.
In about 20 minutes, we'll hear about Giller's diseases.
Yeah, he'll be last minute. Yeah.
I saw a picture of him at your house.
Yeah,
Yes, he was here. He came
That's
to our
unbelievable.
place. Yes, he did, and it was on his birthday.
Yeah.
We felt very good that he had taken out his birthday, and then we realized he doesn't have any friends, so he had nobody to celebrate.
You make like a whole bunch of clutter in the house to make him feel comfortable.
Yeah. Take him into your office there.
I'll tell you,
Just
Giller
put
is a perfect example of people I really like.
He's a great guy.
And it all has to do with he is a geek.
Yep.
He's an ultimate geek. And I'm kind of half nerd. I'm not full nerd, but I am a nerd. But when I meet somebody who's a real good geek or nerd, I just absolutely like them, because being a nerd, you're about as honest as you possibly can be with everybody. It's strange, very strange. And that's why I like Shecky. Shecky was again another nerd. He wasn't the normal kind of person who maintained the normal amount of information, The information he had was the same kind of information I got, and that was information that would do me absolutely no good anywhere. But somehow you retain that knowledge, and you're proud that you know it. And I may have gotten that from my father. I don't know, because when I was a little kid, he used to tell me about a lot of things that went on before I was born, and about actors and actresses and everything. And he always said you really should enjoy the past because a lot of good things happened in the past. And he was right, And then when I met up with Shecky, I got a love of silent films that I had never acquired. And so I guess am I a nerd?
Yeah, you're a nerd.
Yeah.
You absolutely are.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
you're not alpha. Like I always call them alpha collectors. There's like people who collect things. Like I collect things. I collect a lot of things, but I'm not an alpha collector in any way, shape, or form. And you meet guys like Don or Rick or some of these people that have this. They literally have the definitive collection, and they're like a step up. But you're still a nerd. You're a computer nerd. You're a movie nerd. You're a nerd in a lot of ways, for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, the information I retain, the trivial information I retain, is amazing. I have a hard time. I'll look at an actor in a movie and go, "Who? What's his name? He was that guy who was in that thing," And it just, as long as I'm being pressured to come up with it, I can't. But then all of a sudden, I will come up with the name of an actor, Marjorie. I do it all the time with Marjorie. Name an actor that's in something, and I knew the name of that guy immediately. Very strange. Very strange. Who was it today? We're watching that movie Blow with Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. Well, we like to think of it as a musical. It was about a coke dealer and everything. And
It's a good drug movie.
huh? Yeah. And there was
Good
people in
drug
it, and I
movie.
was simply suddenly saying, who certain people were. And they were people that I can't remember Marjorie's name sometimes, And I remember those names. So it's really strange, really strange. Usually I remember things and tell her, that guy was in Seinfeld, so. Like today we were watching Blow, and the actor, how many here watched Seinfeld and are into Seinfeld? Okay, then you'll get this.
Not me.
This
How
was
about
a
that
guy
episode when he killed the Wicked Witch?
playing a drug dealer, a drug lord, okay, who played the guy on Seinfeld who wanted to use little Jerry Seinfeld in cockfighting.
Oh,
Remember
that
that
guy.
guy?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah, I
that?
know that.
Hector.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit, what's his name? It's Hector.
Yeah.
No, it's not Hector. It's
Not
another. Yeah.
Harlow.
It's something like that. Yeah. I don't know the name offhand, but I said to her, oh, that guy was on Seinfeld. He's in a drug movie, and I'm telling her he was in Seinfeld. You know, there's
Diverse
nothing more
actor.
pleasurable. Marjorie won't know what we're talking about. More pleasurable than going back and watching an old Seinfeld.
Yep.
Especially because we don't sing along with it, we say along with it. Because there's always every episode's got some catchphrase that lasted with us.
Miguel Sandoval.
Yeah, Miguel.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
run them. The syndicate stuff out here after the news at 11 o'clock and 11:30 every night.
Seinfeld. Oh, they and
Over and over and over and over
if
again.
you have Netflix, they have every episode.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Well, sometimes they'll be playing it on live on some station, and they break for commercials. So I go over to Netflix, and it has the episode and the number on
Yeah.
it. So I just go to the episode and the number on that one and continue with it without commercials.
Well, I usually use it to go to sleep. So
Use it to go to
if I don't go to sleep, I watch Kimmel, and then I watch Seth, and then I go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, I have to wait for those people till the next day because Marjorie wants to watch them the next day because she goes to bed too early.
Hey, speaking of those people, Conan signed on another year for the Oscars already.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the most depressing piece of news I saw today.
Terrible. He was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, didn't they learn their lesson? The ratings were down this year.
Were they?
Yeah.
I think for the most part, I think he's being hailed pretty much as it was a resounding success for the most people are saying.
Well, because he's so mediocre, they didn't expect him to even be moderately okay.
Wow.
You know that, but you see, but that's what happens with like actors and so on. How you win an Academy Award is you've been around for years and you've been mediocre. Pamela Anderson's a good example of this. Okay, this year she got nominated. I don't know if she got nominated for an Oscar, but she got nominated for a BAFTA and she got nominated for a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
And she's been so mediocre all these years that she does one thing where she isn't exactly great. She's just not mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, oh, she's wonderful in that picture. No, she's not. She's the same Pamela Anderson she's always been. Just she took the makeup off and didn't look as floozy.
Yeah, it's a makeup call, like in sports. They cut him loose last time. Well, we'll give her one this time.
It really is that what they do in sports too?
Yeah, if you got a blatant call, it's in hockey they get blatant calls for whatever, cross-checking.
Yep.
And it wasn't, and they redo the replay and the whole bit, and it wasn't. And a few minutes later, all of a sudden, the other team's getting hit one with some stupid call, so it evens it out. It's called a makeup call.
Now, is that your favorite hockey team you're wearing there?
Who me? No, that's football team.
Football team.
My daughter's college.
Oh, her college. But isn't there the Anaheim Ducks who are a hockey?
Yeah, there is.
Let's not talk about them.
Arch enemies.
There are exactly right. They're the arch enemy of the LA Kings, and we'll not talk about the Dirty Ducks here. Thank you.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm a huge LA Kings fan. Against the wall over here, I got signed wall. And
Our Canadian.
I'm sorry.
Our Canadians.
You're in Canada and you're an LA Kings fan?
I know,
Did
man.
you follow Gretzky down there, I guess, right?
I'll show you. No, I didn't, and the proof is right here. There's Dion. So yeah, I got Gretzky. I got Gretzky over there, but it was.
Oh, Darty, you can dump that one too.
Wait, hold on a second. What are those people doing for shirts now?
Poor guys.
Yeah. Oh, so
I actually went down there to LA. I'm gonna take this off the rails, so I'll just hold my story.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just down in
you can't take
LA
anything off
in
the rails.
2015, I think, and the Sharks and the Kings were playing, and I went to the ESPN. Because I was at Disneyland, and I made good friends with a Kings fan.
Right on.
We sat and drank beers and tried to drink each other under the table. I don't even remember what the game ended up as.
Every time I go down to Staples Center or Crypto.com Arena now, I always make a lot of friends. People are like, the Canadian who came down to watch the Kings play, and they all
Yeah, but we're so anti Northern Cal and Southern Cal. It's like
yeah.
Anyway,
in my storage
I
unit, I
digress.
still have a hockey stick signed by everybody on the Sharks.
Oh, cool.
I'll take it. Will it to
Okay.
me when you die.
If I can find it, I'll give it to you. Because, you know, I mean, I went, how did they get, I said to them one time, how do you get all that ice in there? And they looked at me like I was from outer space.
When I was driving truck, I drove into the tank, they call it in San Jose, when they were building it, and I delivered all the cabinetry for the suites and all the cabinetry and everything for the locker rooms.
Uh-huh.
So I drove my
cool.
semi right onto the floor. It wasn't built yet, of course.
Okay,
but it was
let
a
me-
big mud pot.
Yeah. Well, let me ask these two, because I have the answer to this. These two hockey fans. Anybody else here a hockey fan that I don't
What's
know?
hockey?
See, we just derailed the whole show. Sorry.
No, no, it's not. They're learning something. I said, how do you get all that ice in there? And they told me how much ice is in there. How thick do you think that ice is in a hockey rink?
About a quarter of an inch.
I'm going to go with 2.
I thought it was like almost a foot.
No,
No, it's
no.
3
pretty thin.
centimeters.
that's what I thought. And they said it's an inch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's about right.
it's not-
Because they
not
got to
much.
constantly switch it out for a football game. I mean,
Yeah.
a basketball
Yes.
game or a
Yeah.
concert or whatever. And so
So
they
what do? They put in like an inch of
Cover
water
it.
in there and then let it with the
freeze it
coil
up.
There's-
Yeah,
and let it
There's
freeze.
there's pipes underneath the underneath
Yeah.
there.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it doesn't take long.
the worst thing I ever saw on ice is I was at the Lillehammer Olympics, and we went to the pairs skating thing. They got us tickets, and they took us over there. Everything, and whenever you're doing a Winter Olympics, the town it's in is not really the town where most of the stuff takes place. It takes place
Right.
in various areas around that city. For instance, in Albertville, you had to drive at least an hour to go see the skiing contest, you know.
Vancouver was like that too.
Anyway, so we went out to this place and they, you know, the pairs started coming out, and this one couple came out and they were very loving in their performance. And all of a sudden, she falls on the ice and slides on her chin. And she is bleeding like a stuck pig. And I mean, it was emotional when he picked her up and then took her off, literally carried her off the ice. But now there's this big, huge blotch of blood on the ice.
Yep.
Well, what do you do when you got a big blotch of ice you want to cover up? Bring out the Zambonis.
Yeah.
Sure.
Scrape it.
They bringed out the Zambonis, and when they were through, they had encased the blood in the ice. It was
you know-
there for the rest of the day that we were there. The
Got to
night,
dig it out first.
yeah, huh? They got to
Gotta dig it out first and
They
then throw
couldn't dig
water
it
on
out.
top.
So you know,
And if it was a hockey player, they would have just stitched him up and threw him back on the ice.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys don't stop for nothing.
they don't have any teeth left, do they?
No, they'll pick up their teeth and put them inside and say, "Give me this back after the game."
One of my favorite movies, and I don't know how many people here have seen it, and it was the favorite movie of Paul Newman that he did. You ever asked him what
Slapshot.
movie he ever did? Slapshot.
Great movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Great movie. Yeah, it is.
Brothers
And-
still go and do signings at junior hockey games all across Canada.
The
all
what brother? What were they called? The what brothers? The
Hanson.
Hanson brothers.
Hanson, yeah.
Yeah.
But they weren't brothers, though. I think two of them were, maybe. But they played the Hanson brothers, who were just these horrible, horrible human beings. Who they can wonder why these geeks they play with toy cars and things like that. Why these geeks would even be taken on by the team, and then at one point in the show, they just take off and start ripping into everybody and just leveling the other team, and it was wonderful. But anyway, hockey players notoriously are missing teeth in the front.
Oh my God! Yes.
My first hockey game in San Jose, I went to, or not San Jose, they were playing at the Cow Palace in 91, 92, somewhere around there. and I got free tickets to go see the game. I sat right behind the goal next to the dentist for the hockey team. I said, "You're a rich mofo, aren't you?"
Wow.
We had some conversations.
Why do they lose their teeth, though? They
That
don't
puck flies at over 100 miles an hour.
No,
You
but
get hit in the face with that.
Elbows, sticks,
elbows, and pucks.
Yeah. Let me ask our esteemed Darla of the crowd here, Mandy. Have you ever been to a hockey game?
Yeah.
Really? Down there?
Oh, yeah.
How do they keep the ice from melting?
Oh, come on.
They do crank up the air conditioner. They do.
Yeah. Yeah. Who did you see play?
Well, way back in the olden days, we had a team called the Atlanta Flames.
Oh, I'm so grateful that you just called the Atlanta Flames. Oh, you just
Well, yeah, because my high school
Calgary.
that was built in 1976 was a new school. I wasn't going there yet, but my older sister was. But they sent out a survey or whatever saying, here's some choices of mascot names for your new high school. And it was Feldwood High School. It was named after the road. So, of course, everybody chose Flames. That was one of the choices.
That's cool.
And so we were the only, probably I'm sure the whole state that was called the Flames. So when I was in high school, it was fun. I mean, like we would have to make the banners for the football players to go through. We had so many ideas, burn the Bears or, scald the whatever. It was always having something to do with fire. But I've seen them. And I don't know if what was the other team called, Mike? They came to
The Thrashers were there.
The Thrashers. I may have gone to see them once, but we had a minor league team here, the Bennett Gladiators, that I've seen a couple of times, and I have a friend that has got tickets all the time. She goes to see them constantly.
Really?
They're just right down the street.
When I was growing up, hockey was just considered like wrestling.
Yeah.
No really good
On
wrestling.
ice.
Huh? On ice. Yeah, because it always wound up in fights, and everybody said, it's just phony. It's like wrestling,
Yeah.
It's ice soccer.
Yeah. Was it that way back when, or was I just given the wrong information?
No, they've been fighting from the very beginning, and it's all real.
It's real.
I just can't keep up with it. It's going so fast.
Yeah,
My sister dated a guy that played like on an adult league team,
Mhm.
and they were called the Ice Holes.
That's nice.
Well, my question is, if there all these fights break out all the time, have they ever made a rule that they can't fight?
No, fighting is
You
allowed.
get a penalty, yeah.
Fighting is
You get
allowed.
5-minute penalty.
It's a 5-minute penalty, or you're kicked out of the game with a misconduct.
Yeah.
And how bad the fight is.
Remember the group 5 for Fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were hockey fans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boy, Alex, way to use your sports Emmy today. Nice job.
I get to keep my sports Emmy for another year.
But Alex grew up though, like the original six, the original 6 NHL teams, they were nowhere near California, right? It was all up in the north.
Yeah.
Northeast.
It makes
It's 2 minutes till. Where's Giller with a hockey anecdote?
What was the subject last week? Because I
He'll show up with
I had a guy I worked with who was in roller derby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's wrestling.
Here,
wrestling.
Don doesn't come on board. I've got I can tie up 2 of our categories here. With David Letterman, there was only 2 or 3 what he calls a same show. A same show is the same guests booked on at different years. And one of the same shows is there was a show featuring Jerry Seinfeld and Wayne Gretzky. And then years later, there was a show featuring Jerry Seinfeld and Wayne Gretzky. It's like
really?
Yeah, there's very few same shows on Letterman, but that's one of them. And we've talked about hockey and Seinfeld today. So there you go. There's Don.
Don isn't coming in here.
What was the subject last week?
If it's not for Don Giller. Like, Don Giller is the only guy on the planet that could ever find that little piece of arcane information.
Right. Well, apparently we mentioned his name enough and he hasn't appeared. So, He's
He's
not,
exhausted from coming over to your house.
Yeah.
He's getting over the disease he got.
well,
That's all you get this
the
year.
other night I replayed the interview I did with him, and then at the end of the show he called. So it was like on both ends of the show. It was amazing. It was just
That's
amazing. So, anybody have anything exciting they're going to do this week?
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the subject of last week's show?
You.
Yeah.
It had nothing to talk about.
I got a message from somebody that said, missed you seeing you on the show, and it was like it was really good, and it was talking about Edward Berger had emailed you something, and you.
Oh
read
yeah,
the
no, it
email?
was somebody emailed me a list of
Right.
things that Edward Berger had listed.
Oh,
that
maybe
he'd done
that was
week.
it. That guy messaged me.
All the restaurants he'd been
Said
to.
he emailed you a list. So what was it? Was it like movies or something? Your favorite movies or
Movies and restaurants.
movies and restaurants?
Was it movies? Did we talk about?
He went to the movie theaters.
I don't remember what we talked. Oh, wait a minute. Guess who's calling us?
Beetlejuice.
A
30
new
seconds
record.
late.
There we go.
It took him a while to
Gentlemen.
get his horse
On the
on.
button.
It's Don Giller. Wait a minute. Hold
Are
on
you
a second.
sure?
And his audio is connecting.
5 o'clock.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What's he doing? He can't get his audio going today?
He's getting there.
Like
He's
it.
got to feed the mice to
He's
get
out
his
to
connection
pasture.
back.
Yeah. Okay. Here comes out. And now let's see your face, Giller. Are you there? Don?
I don't know what's
Don.
going on.
This is your conscience, Don.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, Lily Tomlin and Jake Johansson.
There we go.
Another same show. Huh?
Yeah,
See?
1991,
That's
1992.
pretty good.
Why can't we see your face?
I don't know.
I think because you put up that animated cow.
Yeah, I tried to get rid of it and it's not working.
Oh, well, turn
I'll
on
bring
your.
the cows.
All you have to do is
Settings.
turn on your video. Just click on your video.
Settings.
The cows came up to my
Avatar.
screen.
Hmm? I mean,
None.
see, you go
Herd
down to
immunity.
where it says video.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it and it's not doing anything.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me
Hold up
try
your
this.
left hand while you do it.
It's on
Go
strike.
back to that animated thing and say none.
Rotate the rabbit ears.
Yeah.
Don, those are the only two same shows? Tomlin and,
That I know of.
and Seinfeld, those are the only two?
That I've
Yeah.
noted.
Look at what's going on behind and in front of.
Yeah, I can't find. I don't know what's wrong.
Herd immunity.
It's blocked out the video, and I start the video, and it's not working.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
amazing.
Yeah.
Don, do you have the Carson shows at all?
I have many.
I'll send you an email. I was in the audience for one with oh God, I forgot his name. Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart
Oh,
and
wow.
a guy that played the wrenches. And I wonder if that show exists somewhere.
Let me ask Don something though. With the Letterman shows, do you have every copy of every show?
Yep.
Really?
Wow.
In fact, I had shows that NBC didn't have.
Wow. That's great.
You know, it reminds me of a story Shecky told me once that they did a thing. They did a thing on TV. And I'm trying to remember what the show was. I think it was Our Town. The play of Our Town, and they did it on. You're holding up the picture of Don Giller. I see. Anyway,
Can't hear you, Edward.
Yeah, can hear you, Edward, but that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, what was I going to say? So he had a copy of Our Town, the show that they did. It was with Frank Sinatra. It was a musical version of it, and they didn't have the audio version, the version with the audio and the video. Shecky had it.
Wow.
Yeah, Shecky had it. And I said, well, are you letting them know you have it? He says, no, I'm not. Then they'll take it away from me and I'll never have it again.
Wow.
But I mean, that's why probably I'm sure Giller has episodes that even the Letterman people don't have. So,
Well, they do now. I mean, there's one show that I had for 20 years that nobody had, but I sent it to Walter.
and what was that? Who's on that show?
It was the January 16, 1991 show. It was the launch of the beginning of the Iraq War, and the show was taped, but it never aired. And Len, I have 31 Tonight Shows with Jimmy Stewart. Who's the other guest can you think of?
Yeah, it was a guy that played the wrenches. I don't know his name. He had these wrenches set up, and he was hitting them with mallets.
Oh, he plays the wrenches. I think.
And I can give you a year. The year was around 77, 6, 7, probably 77, maybe
All right,
70.
I've got 4 shows with Jimmy Stewart from 77.
Okay, so who was on with him on those shows?
That's crazy.
This is we're talking about nerds. This is
This is unbelievable,
right?
I wish he had a year at the top. That would have been amazing.
You know, and the surprising thing is, I'm still single.
No, hold on. Don, you have a year at the top, don't you?
No, I have the LP.
Oh, you can get a year at the top is on YouTube. You can get it on YouTube.
No, we looked for it.
Just the promos, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah, I remember.
Guys, I have to leave. I have something to take out of the oven.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Say goodnight.
Hi,
Marjorie, before you go, Marjorie, before you go.
Wait a minute, before you go, Giller has something he wants to ask you.
I told Alex on Thursday that I left my wallet under your pillow.
Was there anything besides the tooth in it?
Just credit cards.
Well, we got to get going here. I just said something once while Marjorie
And the
is
condom
here.
you put in there when he was in high
We
school.
have a game we once played, in which I don't know how I got them, but I got these clean pair of women's underpants, panties. And she said, "Where'd you get those?" I said, "I don't know. They just showed up somewhere. They were like at the station or something like that. They were clean." So this game started with me like hiding them someplace where she might eventually find them. And then when she would find them, she'd put them someplace where I'd finally find them.
That's fun.
Then we stopped playing the game because I never found them again after about a year of doing this. And guess what happened last Thursday?
No way.
No way. The underpants, and now we're playing the game again.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And it's in it's in my court because she found the ones I put in her stuff. So, you know. Anyway, hey, listen, this has been fun. And we're running over. Who
cares? It's fine.
We got to go. I want to thank Charlene for being here, and Paula for being here, and Mike Chisholm for being here, and for the lovely and attractive Charlie Wallace, who I swear looks like the black guy in 60 Minutes. Doesn't he? Kind of vaguely.
He looks nothing like Andy Rooney.
Huh?
Andy Rooney.
And thanks, of course, to Len LaFrisco and Andrew Deutsch and our good friend John Ewing. Kevin, always a pleasure having you here. Mandy, love you, dear. We love having you here. And Don Giller, oh boy, what can I say? But you're the last minute man, aren't you?
Again, that's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. Right. And finally, thanks to Edward Berger, who signs us off by saying,
"That's all, folks."
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good week. We'll see you next.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Alex.